Hi, everybody. Thank you for stopping by tonight. For me, it's afternoon. I'm in Ohio in the States, and I'm Rachel G. Palmistry, Rachel Galbreath, however you know me by. And yes, I do hope that my internet stream is much better than how it looks for me. Because for me, it's really pixelated and yeah, it's a whole other issue. Yeah, that's a whole other issue about internet with where I live now, as I'm in a different apartment and have a different internet provider. But anyway, besides all that, what do I do? I've been a palm reader for over 30 years. And with that, I've kind of pulled from, you can't even imagine. Like, name a book, I've probably read it. Name a religion, probably looked into it. Name a palmistry ideology or some kind of method of palmistry. Been there, done that, read it. So through over 30 years, I've kind of made this amalgamation of how I do my own type of readings. So, and that is what I do here, as I do palm readings. And yes, it is 100% possible to do a palm reading online without actually having to touch somebody's hand. Okay. And that's a whole other topic. But understand, if somebody has to be able to do a palm reading with you just by holding your hand, it's because they're reading your energy and not the lines on your hand, because the hands do have energy centers in them. And there's a whole situation that you can work with mudras and stuff like that, that actually kind of coexist with Reiki, which is a whole other topic, a whole other thing that may or may not appear on the classes that will be offered on spiritualpsychicstv.com in their event section. Or is that what you're still calling it, Richard? The events, or how's that going? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Classes. There's loads on there. That's what I was supposed to tell you. Okay. There's loads on there. All right. So what I need you to do is listen very carefully. The hand that you write with, if you were to pick up a pen or pencil and sign your name and say, obviously, my right hand is what I do that with. This is your dominant hand, meaning this is your current life. So with any first time palm reading, that is the hand that you should have read. And that is how I approach things on here, is by you taking a photo with your lovely little cell phone and try to keep it a small sized file, okay? And the picture has to be basically from the wrist all the way out to all the tips of every finger, okay? And as clear as possible. And you can send it to that email below. Now, if that email that you send bounces back to you, do not keep sending it. Please, please, do not keep sending it, because all that means is that the email is full, and so it can't receive any more emails at that time. But as soon as things are pulled out of the account, those emails will then drop into the queue and the pictures will be had, okay? Now, at the end of the program, all of those photos of all those palms are 100% discarded. 100%, so you don't need to worry about that. But if you are new to this, and if you are new to me, understand the type of palmistry that I do is more of a kind of a soul reading approach. So there is past, present, future on your hand, 100%, right? But it's more about what your specific soul needs are at this current stage of the game, meaning your life, okay? Now, lines do change. About 75% of the lines on your dominant hand, meaning the hand that you write with, they change every 6 weeks to 2 months. And I'm sorry, there is a delivery truck backing up out there in the driveway. Lovely. Anyway, so they do change, okay? So whatever I say today means that that is where you are here, sitting wherever you are located. That is what your energy is currently going through. And if anything I talk about has to do with future, that means that because of what you have done in the past leading up to this very moment in time, that is the future that you are going to go into. But that is ever changing, isn't it? So that's why I always suggest, if people are curious to see those changes on their hand, and they're like, what? My lines don't change. They do. Trust me. Okay? They really, really do. Is you get a water-based ink pad, and you just smash your palm into that ink pad and take a print, make a hand print journal of your hand every month or so, okay? And you will see tiny lines change and bend and fade in, fade out, all of that, okay? So toward the end of tonight, if the internet hangs in there and everything works, we're going to do a couple poems. And then I'm going to do some very, very quick reads with some cards. And tonight, to keep it simple, keep it precise, because tarot cards, I think, are just a little too severe. The weather's changing, all that. I felt like doing something completely different when I picked the card deck for tonight. Picked the Spirit of the Animals Oracle deck. Okay? So, what this deck is about, also, I should tell you, it is by Jody Bergsma, in case you are interested in the deck and you do like it, okay? You can find it just about anywhere. It's a very popular deck. But that deck is basically about your strength that you have right now that you need to be reminded of to get you through whatever obstacles you may feel you have at this point in time. So at the end, if you do get a card, if we do get to that point and you get a card, please write down the animal, right? So you can remember it or whatever. And Google, do whatever search you use, right? Use whatever browser you use and look up what that animal stands for in every culture across the globe, because that animal represents your like spiritual and energetic and soul strength. Okay, so I'm winded now. I had to take a breath through all that. Okay, so I think let's do some hellos. How's that? We're ready to do some. All right. Hi, Lynn. Good to see you. Hey, Terry. Good to see you, lady. Good to see you. Hi, Joy. Thanks for joining tonight. Miss Loretta Rose is in the house. Hi, Loretta. Hi, Carolyn. I'm not sure if it's Carolyn or Caroline. I know we pronounce it both ways. Natalie, good to see you. Hi, Lynn. Love the butterflies. Christine, hi. Hey, lady. Prash, thank you for joining. Polly, good to see you. It's been a while. Hi, Joe. Thanks for joining this evening. Hey, Pamela. Ooh, Australia. Hey, Wendy. Nadia, thank you. You too. Hi, Jenny. Thanks for stopping by tonight. Kelly, good to see you again. Hey, Shelly. Deb, good to see you too, my friend. It's been a while. Miss Sierra, hello there. Joanne, hi. Hey, Pamela. Hi, Pamela. All right. I'm like that too, Richard. Hey, Gail. Hello there. Terry. I'm going to say it, Richard. We have a fellow American in the house. Hi, Diana. Hi, Diana. Sally. Good to see you, lady. Hi, Natalie. You are a new Natalie. Okay. Hello there, B. Tara. Wendy. Good to see you, lady. Yeah, I know what is going on. Richard was just commenting. All these SPTV hosts. What's going on? Hi, Hannah. Hi, Sue. Hi, Maria. Hello to you, too. Lisa. Hello, hello. Hello, hello, Sue. Happy you're here. Kimbo. Hi there, Kimbo. Good to see you, my friend. All right. Yep. Hi, Julie. Hello to you. And I butcher names. I am known for butchering names. Satnam. I'm gonna say Satnam. Satnam. Yeah, yes. That is a good picture. That is a wonderful picture, actually. I have to admit. Richard is agreeing in my ear here, okay? Yes, let's do this. Bring it. Polly, Polly? Polly, Polly, Polly? Polly, Polly. Okay. Polly, I know I read your hand before. Yeah. Way back in the beginning. Way back in like the first or second time I was on. I remember. Yeah. But that's like way back. So bring it. Let's do this. Because as I said, lines do change. But I'm moreover interested, Polly, in your past life hand. That's something I neglected to mention. If the hand that you write with is your current life, is your dominant hand, then what does that mean for the hand that you don't write with? That means that every line, and for me, obviously, that is my left hand, that means that every line on that hand stands for a poignant event that happened in your past life and even lives, that it's kind of like a map. So if you do know palmistry, you can look at it and be like, oh, wait a minute, I'm repeating stuff, or how to change certain things so that you are not on that hamster wheel. That's why I say that it's always best to start off with the dominant hand to see what you are currently, like, the situations that you are currently involved with. Because then if you look at the past life hand or the non-dominant, you can see why all that is happening again. I hope everybody followed that. It gets a little wild. It's like a roller coaster. It's like a roller coaster. But bring forth Polly's hand, Polly, Polly. Sir Richard, if you please. All right. Oh, all right. And let me see if it's on my end. That nope, I have it expanded all the way, and I cannot see the tips of the fingers, Richard. Are you going to start humming Simon and Garfunkel? I'd prefer Susie and the Banshees if you're going to sing to me, okay? That's perfect. That's perfect. I'll put in music requests, okay? From now on, I'm going to put in music requests. All right, Miss Polly. I'm going to have to put on my nasty little readers for this. Okay. Woo. Got a fingerprint on there. First up, I remember your hand. I remember all that lovely wateriness that you got going on there. So my question to you, Polly, right off, straight off the bat, as we say here, right off the bat. Where are you putting that water? Where are you putting those emotions and that stuff that you are getting from others? Because you do not deserve to have that water sitting on you and almost causing you to sink in your boat when you are just trying to row to dry land. Mm-mm. Now, and I'm not just saying that because I do know it's why I say water is because of the shape of the hand. Overall, in very basic palmistry, there are four. You didn't have that? Okay. There are four basic types. How do I put this? Some methods of palmistry, there are even 6 types of hands, right? And what that means is the hand type, meaning the hand shape. There are combinations, but how I do it, there's 4. And there are the elements. So it is earth, air, water, and fire. Now, why I like to do it that way is because it also crosses over into tarot. So, and as also a tarot reader, yeah, you follow. I think you can follow that little bit of, yeah, just follow that line of thought while I get into Polly's hand here. And you're a water sign. Lordy, lordy. So am I. So am I. I'm a water sign too. I feel your pain. Now, the thing is, with water hands, they are like sponges. It doesn't matter. You don't even have to say anything. They are going to pick up on what you are going through. They are going to feel it. And then they're going to carry it, whether they realize it or not. And it's just the sponge that picks up more and more and more water, right? And what happens to that sponge when it gets full of water? It can't do anything anymore until you wring it out, right? So that's why I'm asking, where are you putting all that stuff? Because right now, based on your hand, you have to focus more on you right now. And you got to wring that out. Just like I said, you in your little boat trying to find dry land, right? Just something to set your feet on, do some nice earthing, right? Put all that negative stuff, get it out of you, right? You're just trying to find that dry shore. And people will come to you and they might not. You'll just pick up on it and it's just like sticks to you and it goes into your boat. So you have to stop. You have to stop your journey, stop your search, stop you wanting to take care of things for you, right? So that you feel better, so that you can dump with a bucket, get that water out of your boat so you can continue moving forward, right? So where are you putting that water? You have to put it somewhere. Now, interesting thing about your hand is Jupiter. Now, Jupiter is the index finger, okay? That's AKA Zeus. Everybody knows Zeus, I'm hoping, okay? And that is the personality that goes with that finger. So is kind of pulled away from the other fingers a little bit, which means that, and I hope you don't mind me saying this because it's actually a good thing, you push your ego to the side. But what it does is it means that even more people will put water in your boat, or more people will saturate you even more with even more water. So it's not that you need to feel better about yourself at all, Polly. Not at all. It's just that you have to know when to like create that boundary and be like, okay, I can't do this right now, and I need to go earthing. I need to put this water somewhere else, and tell that person who is like rowing up to you in their little boat, hey, Polly, guess what? You're never going to guess what, right? You need to tell them, not right now. Not right now. And don't be afraid to do it. Okay? So that is a little tip from me to you. Now, the second thing is the shape of Saturn, Kronos, right? Titan god. That's the bad middle finger. Now, if you've heard me yammer on about Saturn before in one of my lives or my page or here on SPTV, right? In palmistry, Saturn, pretty much everything that Saturn did in the whole myth of who he was applies to that finger when it comes to characterization and personality, right? Now, that being said, Polly, Saturn is so much longer than any of your other fingers, and that is a predominant characteristic on a lot of people, but it's closer to Apollo. Apollo is about expression. You find self-care, right? Because he was into the medical arts. You find every kind of, like every adjective. That's how he communicates, right? So we find movement, dancing, painting, writing, poetry, you name it. Expressing how you feel on the inside to get that water out, right? To express it in a different way. And so that when that person does row up to you in their little boat, you've already taken care of everything because your Saturn finger is that like militant, just get it done, right? This is business. I'm going to do it. That's the drive, right? He's very all about getting it done no matter what. And that even includes your own emotions. And I'm saying that about everybody. That's how Saturn is. Saturn didn't care. If you don't know Saturn, read up on Saturn and you're going to be like, whoa, okay. Whoa, this guy, okay. Well, that is what that finger stands for. The two of them together on your hand like that, because they are closer together, aren't they? Means that if you were to decide to do something creative, whether you just feel that it's just some kind of something you do on the side to make yourself feel better, but if you were to do it in a business sense, you would go very far because you can express yourself very, very clearly and very, very well. Okay? But understand, with that, you're going to have to rest. And then we come to Mercury over here and how far he is. He's like all the way over here, right? And he even sits right at the join of the second segment down on Apollo. And the lower the fingers are, right? When they're like that, what segments they meet up with denotes the strength or the ability of that personality or that characterization that that finger stands for in palmistry, meaning what Greek god or goddess, okay? Mercury, the size, how it's placed, and also where it's at when it comes to that segment says that you, thank you for actually verifying that for me, Polly, but that means that you have a tendency to care for others and just say, bring the water. No, lady, no. There comes a point in time, if your boat sinks, are you going to be able to help anybody else? Think about that. If you're so on that, Polly, I'm going to leave you. So take care of you. And my earphone, I apologize for this, keeps falling out of my ear. But speak your truth, because that's what Mercury is about. Speaking your truth in black and white without considering, oh, it'll hurt somebody's feelings, or oh, this or that. No. Mercury is based on absolute black and white fact. You know, I'm in a different apartment. I'm having internet situations. You are Polly. This is a glass of water with a blue straw. So that is fact. And you cannot argue with truth. So speak your truth, and things will be much easier for you, and you will continue to help people when they come up to you when your boat is full with everybody else's water, including your own already. Okay? So I hope that helped, Polly. And if you have any questions, just reach out. I have no idea what that says down there. Oh, okay. Reach out and I'll be there. Well, I requested Susie and the Banshees Dazzle. Okay, I specifically want to hear Dazzle. I don't want to hear Simon and Garfunkel. And who did that? The Jackson 5, right? Oh. Okay. Okay, Lynn Marie, you are up. Now, if I didn't say beforehand, you guys got to be brave when you have your palm read by me, if you didn't get that by now, okay? I mean nothing by it. And anything that I say, do not take it as a negative. It is only the fact we're all human and we are living a human existence. Therefore, that's why I like to do more of a soul reading approach in palmistry, because you can actually figure out how to get over those hurdles that you feel you can't get over them. Okay. I can kind of help guide you out of the box that you feel you are stuck in, if you follow me. All right. Again, Richard, I cannot see the tips of the fingers. If you could please minimize the photo for me, just a little twinge. Oh, that's great. I love that. Yeah. That was dramatic. That was like going into the old IMAX theaters or something where they have that sound effect, you know, where you sit there and it just gets slowly louder. That's perfect. Thank you, Richard. All right, now you. I'm going to call you Lynn. I hope that it's not Lynn Marie. I'm just going to call you Lynn. Okay, please do not take offense at that. But that is kind of what I'm drawn to call you, right? Now, you, my friend, have something very, very dominant on your hand. Now, you also have water in your hand, but you also have air. And that's very, 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 it's a rare combination, okay? What it is that higher authority, God, source, whatever your personal beliefs are, right? Kind of said, okay, this time around, we're going to give Lynn a little bit of an edge, okay? Now, where do I see that air quality? Air is in Apollo and also in Mercury, your two communication fingers. Now, the rest of you is water, okay? And I said, yeah, there. Good God, the Ohioans kicking in finally. Anyway, now air, the element of air is really misunderstood. And because people just don't really know what's going to go on. Think about it. What does air do, right? It can, and I often use this analogy, and I'm going to focus on this with you because I think you need to hear this. And bear in mind, this is nothing derogatory. This is nothing belittling. Absolutely not, okay? So Apollo, as I said, is about self-care and expression. Mercury is about that black and white communication. Now, because they are the only fingers on your hand that have that element of air quality to them, that's kind of saving the rest of who you are. That's kind of like a little shield of protection, okay? So air can either put wind in the sails of a ship to help people move, right? If they need to go forward and they want to find, a different place to be, just move on in their life, right? Or wind can be like, nah, I'm just not going to do anything. Or air can be like, okay, no, you're staying where you are, and keep pushing them back to where they started from. And that, my friend, in your communication center of who you are, to have that quality, the protective device is this. The rest of your hand is water. And you heard me talk about water just a moment ago, where we take on water. Water hands just take it on, feel it, feel their way through life, right? But people will sense energy in other people, and that's that vibe thing that we all talk about, right? Well, with you, they're going to sense that air when you talk. When you go to describe things, people are going to be like, is that what she's getting at? So behind closed doors, there will be questions about the intent behind what you are saying. Don't let it worry you. Don't let it worry you. And I say that because you are such a hard worker. Now, why do I say that? Because Jupiter and Saturn are so the width of both of those fingers and the overall shape and length of them, you are a hard worker, and your work and your ability to be there for people says it all. But to new people, that's where they're going to be like, wait a minute, what's she getting at, right? And with it, why I say that's like a little bit of a protective device given to you for this particular life, because keep in mind, the overall shape of the hand isn't really going to change unless something really horrible happens, right? But it's a protective device because it often kind of is like people kind of steer clear of it because they don't know what air is going to do. And if you are familiar with tarot, then you know that the air element in tarot are the swords. So people are going to think that there's conflict. That's the automatic assumption that people are going to have in their head, that vibe that they get off you. But they are going to see the hard work that you do. Now, another thing on your hand is your thumb, which is Venus. Now, Venus does not stand for love, but really stands for social interaction. Now, the overall size of Venus and the way it is placed meaning, where it joins onto your hand and how you're holding it there, right, when you took the picture. means that there is a tiny, tiny part of you that is like, come on, just let me into the group. Just let me in. Just let me show my worth. Come on, people. Just give me 5 minutes of your time, right? If you have to do that, those aren't your people. Your people, meaning your soul tribe, they're going to see how diligently you work at things and how well you are there and your ability to get things done and those relationships and also that self-doubt that you have underneath Mercury, which are those little lines there. You should not have those self-doubt lines. The self-doubt lines are there because of the air quality, because of the interactions of other people and how they are treating you. Understand, underneath it all, people are going to have to like take a pause or a timeout to figure out, wait a minute, how close do I want to get to Lynn? But in the end, if they do bond with you and they are friends with you, those are your people. That's why I say this is a good thing. Because, and I'm sorry to say this, but I have to, just so Lynn understands that this is not a bad thing, it's actually a good thing, right? Is that Polly didn't have that protection on her hand, did she? Her entire hand was water. So she doesn't have that moment where people will be like, kind of like not dump the water on her because they're not sure of how she's going to react. Whereas with you, they do that. They will pause before they kind of just start letting it all out. And thank you for verifying that for me, Lynn. Now, the other thing I want to say is your thumb, social interactions, okay? You do have very benevolent beings, meaning very white light, pure, good-hearted beings, whether they be family, friends, angels, whatever, on the other side that have been there from the get-go, from the very beginning, even you were born. And that can be seen in the Mount of Venus, which is this whole little puffy area right here, okay? And this is the lifeline that goes down like this, okay? That's the lifeline. Now, between the base of the thumb and the lifeline, if you have lines that run parallel to the lifeline, which you do, those are those benevolent white light beings that are there to help you. So they will try to filter out all that negativity that has been thrown at you. And I also really admire the strength of your lifeline. Lady, your main strength is perseverance, and I give you kudos for that. I applaud your perseverance, okay? And understand, also over here in the Mount of Luna, aka the Mount of Selene, you have a lot of line work that is growing. It's not very deep at the moment, but pay attention to it because it is branching off of a line that runs up through the center of the hand, which is called a presence line. Now that line really shows kind of how people respect you and how they perceive you to be. Those lines coming off of that into your mound of intuition, because that's what the moon's all about, right? Luna, Selene, right? That's all that psychic ability, empath, water, even more water, emotion, right? You are going to be using that more and more and more. The older you get, and the people around you, the older you get, are going to be even more accepting of that. And if you look at your presence line gets even deeper the older you get. So as of right now, sitting here, wherever you are, the future that you are heading into is to be one hell of a role model when it comes to your empathy and your ability to see things and see people for who they truly are. And that is because of that air quality that was gifted to you when you were born, when you were formed. Because all these lines form, 3 major lines form on the hand: the relationship, the wisdom, and the lifeline when you are 4 to 5 weeks old in the womb, okay? The first lines to form on the hands in the womb are the fingerprints. Those also never change. But everything else, as I said, every 6 weeks to 2 months. So pay attention to those little fine lines, which are down here coming off of your presence line. If they deepen, that means that you are going down that path. And whatever you're currently doing, just keep at it. Just keep at it, because you will be one phenomenal role model. So I hope that helped, Lynn. I hope that helped. And as always, if you do have any questions, just reach out to me. Okay? I'd love to hear from people. All right. I got to take a drink of water. No music, Richard? Come on now. Okay. Okay. Jessica. I have no idea why. So, Jessica, I'm going to read your hand. Jessica Rondell, in case there's more than one Jessica. Ooh, I know why. I know why I felt drawn to your hand. Look at those air fingers. All your fingers are air, except your thumb. You got a little earthy thumb. Now, Jessica, Rondell, I said Rondell, it's Rondell. I apologize for that mispronunciation. Now, you have a lot of fine lines on your hand with which these nasty little readers I can actually see. What that means is you have things that are forming on your hand, things that you are going through. You are just starting certain things, certain parts of your life. Events are yet to unfold. How's that? The interest, the spark is already there, but the fire has not been lit, so to speak, okay? And that is all underneath Apollo, okay? Now, in these areas, you have to stop doubting your ability for some creative field that you are diving into. You cannot doubt yourself. If you are a creative, you have to be your biggest supporter. You have to be. Because in dealing with creativity, it's who you are that you are presenting to the world. And if you doubt yourself, which is what these little tiny lines say, because, you got to work on taking that criticism and just file it away. Just file it away. And we're not talking about any, I almost said stupid, but there I did say stupid containers to stuff it into. I'm saying if you do a painting or you make some kind of creative project or you write a book and it gets rejected, don't just stop there and be like, oh, I got a rejection letter. No, keep pushing forward. You do not need to have that self-doubt. And if that is a photo of you, my dear, you are way too young, Jessica, to have the doubt lines forming that you have forming on your hand. And I get it. I do get it. Now, the other thing is your presence line. It's taking you a while to kind of find how to put this, grow into the shoes that were kind of put onto you when you were born, right? So people are still kind of figuring you out, but that's okay because you're still figuring you out, and we all are figuring ourselves out, and that's why lines change. But let me point something out right here, right in the center of your hand, your presence line. Do you see how deep that is? So at around like the age, okay, you're 36, you're way too young to have those self-doubt lines forming. Now, right at around the time of, I would say, like maybe like late 20s, you suddenly were like, this is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to do it. This is what I'm going to do. And that's why that line is so very, very deep. And why do I say the late 20s? Because based on where your presence line starts across from your lifeline, okay? Now understand also that you have a wisdom line that is completely separate from your lifeline, which means you came into this world with pre-existing wisdom from a past life. Which means that for you, Jessica, in a past life, whatever mission, I'll put that in air quotes, I hate to do that, but I'm doing it. Whatever mission, whatever you wanted to accomplish in your past life was cut short. You didn't get to complete it. So a higher authority kind of gave you a little bit of a gift. Not only did they give you that gift of air in your fingers, with your water palm, you guys in your water, I swear. but also the ability to kind of be like, yeah, I already know how that's going to work out. So you can look at something and know the A all the way to the Z before you even start. It's like, yeah, I know you're very creative. I know you're very creative. Sorry, my Bluetooth speaker decided to weigh in there. My Bluetooth speaker is weighing in on this situation. Now, with that prior wisdom, I'm really curious about your past life, Jessica, okay? You love piano and painting. Good. Now, keep at it. And I really feel, okay, I don't know why I feel like I need to tell you this, but I really, do you sing at all? Because there's this thing I read recently that I really feel I have to tell you about, Jessica. And that part of the reason why they say that if you get goosebumps when you're listening to music, right? And they say that that's not a disorder, but they have a label for it, of course, right? And not everybody does that. I happen to be one of those people because, well, it's me. Come on, right? Of course, I'm going to have that, right? But it happens because the vocal cords themselves resonate on an emotional level. So whatever the person singing is going through, if they wrote that song themselves, or if they connect with that song and they put all of who they are into that music, then you are actually projecting an emotion to people that, if they are empaths, are going to pick up on it, and they are going to experience it on a different level. So pay attention to the tone you are using. Pay attention to the emotions that you are writing about. I know it is. I really do know it is, Jessica. But Richard, Richard, don't make me. I will pull this plug out and I'll let them hear you. I swear it. Yeah. Now, so all joking put aside, Jessica, what I'm saying is this is something you need to read up on. It's almost like akin to how people will go to sound baths. Oh, yeah, sorry, you are an empath, by the way, because you have a water palm. It's not that you feel like you are an empath. Now, you have all these lines over here in the area of kind of denotes whether or not you are one, all right? And that ability runs in families, okay? The ability to have that empathic quality. And I'm very sorry, very, very sorry to hear that you are grieving the loss of your father and also that your father has passed, right? Now I'm going to say, sing it. Sing it. Put that grief into tones and sing it. Because not only do the words that you say have meaning, but the tones have meaning to humankind, animal kind, all of us, right? Every living thing on this planet, because of the frequency, meaning, the vibrational frequency that those tones have, that the words have, that whatever you give it, the note, if you want to call it, that word is set at in the music. So really read up on it, okay? Really read up on it, and it will push you forward. It really will push you forward. And the gift that you have is your air fingers, because as I said, it will keep those people away that are just going to dump on you and perhaps take your ideas and use it for themselves. It's that protective little like armor shield kind of thing, right? Because people will feel that vibe and they'll be like, wait a minute, what's she gonna do? Which way is she gonna go, right? But who you are underneath it all is your palm, because that's what's closest to your heart, okay? And that, my dear, is water. So pay attention. If you're taking on too much water, put it somewhere. Be easy on yourself and put it somewhere. Unleash it. And do not get bogged down. Yep. I totally understand that comment too, Jessica, that you've had people dump on you and be toxic. Of course. Now, what you interact with first, and this goes for everybody, are the fingers. That's the first contact people have with you. Which is why for Jessica here, it's so interesting that the first contact that people will have with her is an air quality. And then once they get to know her, they're going to see this water side. So there may be the potential for, once you get to, have a relationship with someone or become friends, right? That they will just be like, oh, hey, let me dump my water in your boat, right? Here, take all this struggle for me and you deal with it, right? And then they'll just walk away because they feel better. And you're left standing there like, wait, what do I do? You need to sing it, Jessica. You need to sing it. I hope that helped. I hope that helped. And if you have any questions about different types of empaths, because there are different types, there's even something called HSP, which is a highly sensitive person. That is a different classification than just being an empath. And I feel that you also are an HSP, so you might want to look into that. And if at any point you would like some books to read or something to look up, just get in contact, and I will 100% suggest things for you to read. And that goes for anybody. And I only suggest books that I have read myself that have helped me on my journey. I bet you do, Jessica. And just like I've been, yep, you gotta let it go. You gotta let it go. So please just reach out to me. And like I said, I only recommend books to read or things like that I have used for myself to help me on my journey. So take care, Jessica. And I'm really curious about your music and about all the work that you're doing, your creativity. I'm really curious about it. Curious to see what it is and even listen to it. See if I get some goosebumps. Okay. Yeah, I hope that helps. Deb. Okay. What was that name again? The second one? Hmm. Let's do the Zimmerman. Zimmerman. Yeah. See, what's happening is that, in case you're wondering how these hands are being picked, right? How people are being picked, is that Richard is listing the names of people who have sent in photos of their hands, and I am choosing whatever kind of clicks with me, just for some reason. Okay, so that's how we're doing it. And right now we're going to be doing Donna Zimmerman. Hello, Miss Donna. Look at your hand. Now, your hand, my friend. Wow. A couple of weeks ago, well, probably would have been the last time I was on here because I have a fortnightly show. I was talking about the more lines somebody has on their hand. Some people like to go up to you and say, "Oh, your hand looks old," or "Oh, your hand," whatever. No, what it is that, think of it this way: if you touch something hot, meaning like if you touch a stove or something, right, or a burner, and it's still warm, or inside of an oven, you're gonna get left with a mark, right? You're gonna get a burn. So all those lines on a person's palm mean that those are all things that they have carried with them, that they can learn from, and that they are incorporating into their life. Some palm readers call a hand like yours only reading the lines, that you have somewhat of a palm that's called the hand of a prophet. Not as in profit, as in money, but prophet, okay? E-T, not I-T, right? Now, that being said, that means you have a ton of wisdom in you. And to back that up, your wisdom line, the top line, I'm going to quickly go over the lines here, and I hope you can see me. This right, yeah, there we go. This top line, the very top line, is the relationship line. The second line down that runs parallel to that, but yours kind of bends down a little, that is called the wisdom line. Okay? It goes like that. And then again, everybody, the one that curves around, starts up here and goes all the way down, that is the lifeline. Now, Donna's hand, as you can see, her wisdom line doesn't join together like mine does. See, right here, that's where I was born, is where the divide starts. That's how it is on everybody. Okay? You, my friend, you came into this world kind of ideologically and even on principle attached to where you left off in your past life. And everything that you are going through in your current life, you are picking up little, almost like gleaning fragments of information to apply to a bigger purpose. Now, your hand, if you are curious about the element again, I don't know what it is about water people on this channel, but you have a water palm. Now, the one thing that may be holding you back, and it's going to be hard to overcome, is your thumb, is Venus. Your thumb is set in such a way and is so very large, and the way it tilts, right? See, mine doesn't tilt like that at all. That's as far back as I could get mine to go, right? But the size of the thumb denotes that there's a facet of you, even though you have all this wisdom, even though you have all this wisdom in you, and you just kind of watch from the sideline and pull things to use, right? To create this project, right? Because you need to complete something. You need to complete what you started in your past life. But your thumb, my friend, as I said, deals with social interaction. It's Venus. Doesn't have to do with love. So the bigger the thumb, the more need there is on a soul level. This is like your Achilles heel for you, okay? That you feel validated from kind of getting quasi acceptance from the people around you. Meaning that all the things you know and all the good work that you do, if they recognize you, you'll stay with them no matter what they will do to you. And I tell you now, Donna, you're better than that, and you deserve better than that, and you're here to make things better for people, not just in your family, not just in your friends, but people who have a separate wisdom line from their lifeline are here for a bigger purpose, a more divine reason. So no pressure, Donna, okay? But they are off. That type of hand, that type of line work is found on people who make waves, meaning, create causes, help people. They're often found writing books that will help people, changing the world, like the go-getter. Like they're often found in politics, whether it be like local politics or here, since I'm an American, I will say like, city, village, state, county politics, and even in national politics, it is found, okay? Because the type of hand that you have is sought after in those areas, and they don't like to admit that, okay? But it is sought after. Now, so you have to pay attention. If somebody pats you on the back and says, you did a good job, Donna, this is great, you're going to feel really good for about 5 minutes. And you're going to feel like that validation and feel a part of, like you are a part of that group that you wanted to be in, and you worked so hard and really, really, really put blood, sweat, and tears into. But that's fleeting. That is your Achilles heel, is your thumb. And you are not the only person to have it. You are not. Trust me on that. You're not the only person to have that. With somebody with as much wisdom that you have, and even the bridging lines that you have. Bridging lines are the lines that link lines together, okay? Now, beneath your relationship line, going toward your wisdom line, even though it is short, that doesn't matter, okay? These are still called bridging lines, and they go over to your presence line. When are you going to understand the work that you are doing is so much greater than what they tell you? It has more impact than they are willing to tell you, because then that's their fragile ego at stake, not yours. So My advice to you is to understand your strength. Understand how much wisdom you have. And understand you are here to make a change for the better. And I hope that helped. I really hope that helped. And also, you should probably get to writing. You need to start writing. Write it all down. Every experience that you have watched from afar. Yeah, you need to start writing down every experience that you have watched from afar, meaning outside of the box, watching everybody play on the inside of the box. Write it. Create that book and put it out there. And if they don't read that book, then you know what? There's also something called a podcast. Hello? There's also something called live streaming. Then your mediumship abilities. Okay? That's all that line work in the Mount of Selene, aka Luna, which is the Mount of Intuition, right? That's that empath ability. Those are the psychic abilities. That's where all that is. And I'm not surprised that you have mediumship abilities, but I will tell you right now. Yeah, okay. Now, the mediumship abilities that you have, you're probably the guides that you have and that you deal with were the ones that tried to help you in your past life and are connected to you in this life to help you complete your, air quotes again, mission. Okay, your soul mission. So I hope that helped, Donna. And if you have any questions, just reach out to me. I just keep saying that. Just reach out. Just reach out. I would love to see some of your paintings. I really would. I really would. Okay. So out of curiosity, Richard, does anybody have any questions? Has any question flown by about, like, what does this mean? I feel like there might have been, but it might just be me. Me trying to figure my life out. I don't know. See, that was me. Marina, that was me. I used to actually write with my left hand. And it was pounded into me that you got to be right-handed. Now, let me tell you what that means. Is that if, Marina, you are creative, I want you to paint. I want you to do whatever you do to express yourself. I want you to start using your left hand again. Because your left hand deals with the right side of your brain, which is the creative side, the art side, the gray side, right? Meaning you're neither black nor white, right? It's not the mathematical side, it's the artsy side. And that is also the spiritual side of the mind. So that is, in theory, why across the globe it was kind of enforced that everybody be right-handed. Because why? The right hand deals with the left side of the brain, and the left side of the brain is business and math and black and white. There is no question. You know, you do not have the question of the universe, you know, pondering the questions of the universe. You don't have that. So please, if you want to, there are actually little tips I could give you, Marina, to kind of bolster up that side if you want. I went to art school, which is a whole other story. But the interesting thing to get us out of that rut, so to speak, because we were all right-handed, right? To kind of bring out that creative side, is to actually look at a photo of something and turn it upside down. And then when you're drawing, even if you're using your right hand, if you're more comfortable using your right hand, and if you're drawing it, but the picture is upside down, try to draw it right side up while looking at it upside down. You will get a headache, but what you are doing is it's an exercise to start using both sides of the mind. It kind of creates that bridge, okay? So interesting question. Thank you, Richard, for letting me answer that. Bravo, Marina. Bravo. Writing and painting. Good for you. Well, let's do one more poem. One more poem. The last one. Pamela asked, what did you say? Estelle or Astel? Estelle. Pamela Estelle. My kitty girl's she's over here like, look, I'm on the internet. I'm going to give myself a bath and embarrass you, Mom. Okay. Okay. All right. Could you just move the photo down a twinge, please? Perfect. Okay. And could you put her name across? Okay. All right. Oh, your granddaughter uses both hands, Pamela. She's ambidextrous. Let me tell you something. Watch out for that girl, okay? And I don't mean that in a bad way. I've been doing this for over 30 years, right? Every ambidextrous person I have come across they are like, their IQs are off the chart. And I kid you not, when I say the majority of them end up working for like NASA or some kind of engineer field. And most recent one I did a reading on was actually worked for Jet Propulsion Laboratories as a rocket scientist. So there you go. So your granddaughter, woo, all right. All right, Pamela, your hand. You have a combination between earth and fire. Yay! We have different element finally. Okay. We have different elements. Now, what makes it earth and fire, right? Now, the shape of your palm is almost square. It's almost square. And that signifies fire. Okay. Now, your fingers are very earthy, especially Jupiter and Saturn. The other two fingers are also fire, though. And Venus is also Earth. Okay? So you have these three fingers as Earth. And these two, can't do that, are fire. So when you speak, when you communicate with the personality of fire. Now, understand, fire doesn't mean that you have this ferocious attitude toward things. No. What it means is that fire needs what? It needs to be fed, right? And what does earth need? Earth provides nutrients, right? It gives and it gives and it gives. Now, yeah, I think I might have misquoted my own self and just called your palm a fire. I mean, the earth palm, it's a fire palm. Now, the combination of earth and fire is very volatile because both things need to be fed. Now, if these three guys right here, right? Well, two guys and a lady, are earthy. Well, people will plant their seeds in your earth, right? And you give them nutrients, right? That's because that's what earth does, right? Soil gives out nutrients. So we're talking about your social circles, your friends. If they need something, you're there for them. How you feel about yourself, how you interact with people means, yet again, what you are going to do for people. You are going to be giving them nutrients. And Saturn, Chronos, that get it done no matter what. That is you coming to help, coming to aid your friends. Now, on the flip side of things, the fire side has the ability to cook food, right? Keep people warm, keep a house nice and cozy, right? But also burn people, burn the house down, burn everything, annihilate. But what happens to both if they're not fed or provided nutrients? The fire will go out. And earth, every good farmer knows, you have to do rotational farming or else you will not have a crop that yields anything. So you must be careful on both fronts, okay? Self-care and boundaries are key for who you are. Couple things I notice right away on your hand is how big this area is on your hand. Now I'm going to ask you, because I also see the lines that go from the base of the thumb toward the lifeline. Those signify negative interactions with people, meaning interactions that you just can't shake, that you might not talk about, but if it touches your lifeline, it's had an effect on you in a physical way, meaning you've had anxiety and stress and stuff like that. And if it goes through your lifeline and goes to any of the other lines, which, as I can see, even though the photo is a little blurry and I'm hoping it's not my eyes, that means that it also means that you have made certain choices in your youth, because that's where the majority of that took place. You made decisions based on those situations to make sure that that stuff was never going to happen again. Now, you might consider backing up on that a little bit, because by pushing certain choices and even how do I put this, even contemplating different decisions, right, or different ways about doing things might be a little daunting, might be a little triggering. You might have a little fear because of the stuff that happened in your past. So you are going to have to find a place to put that anxiety, because that anxiety, my friend, is emotion, and emotions are what? They're water. And what does water do to fire? Puts it out. And what is your palm? The squareness of your palm denotes fire. So do not let the anxiety that you still feel and still kind of work around, do not let it put your fire out. Because the friends that you have, they love you. They do. But understand that you're going to have to work on your boundaries and be able to draw that line in your own earth, right? Because what are your earth fingers again? Venus, which is social, Jupiter, self-esteem, and how you feel about yourself, and Saturn, getting things done. Draw that line, and all those other people will be like, wait, Why is Pamela not doing this? Why can't I? And you're going to have to explain, because I just need a little time for me. That's all. Because that's what rotational farming is about. Is about actually planting something in that soil that is overused, that will bring nutrients back into it. So try something that you have never tried before. Never ever even thought you would try. Try it on your own. On your own. And I say that because the thumb is set so very high, and the shape of it again denotes that the more you help others, the better you do feel about yourself. You feel a sense of validation. You got to give yourself a break. You do. And it's going to be really hard for you to draw that line in the dirt and say, okay, give me 5 minutes, give me a couple of days, however long you need. But you can't let that water flood out that garden, flood out your field, and definitely put out your fire. Because then where would you be? So take that moment for yourself. You deserve it. And I applaud you. I applaud your strength. I really, really do. And I myself have a fire earth palm. So trust me, I know what you're doing. I know, Pamela. I know. I do have, our hands look completely different, but the overall shape and everything, yeah, we both have fire earth hands, and that's what that means. You have trouble with boundaries, and we just give. Okay? So I hope that helped in some way. Okay? You have to find a place to put that water, and you have to try something that is outside of your personal comfort zone, because you never know. It might be the greatest thing that you've ever tried or attempted to do, and it'll be a complete eye-opener to you. It really, really will, and I wish you well. And I hope that helped, Pamela. And if you have any questions, like I said, for everybody else, just please reach out. Just, you know where to find me. You are very welcome. Very welcome. And I love your little dog down there in the corner. I love him. Or her. I see the pink collar. I'm not too sure. But my uncle used to have dogs like that. So. All right. So I think card time. Yay, nay. All right. Let's do a couple cards, everybody. Now, okay. Now, just as a reminder, this is the deck that I'm using. It is the Spirit of the Animals Oracle by Jody Bergsma. Yes, Bergsma. Okay. So please take note of the animal that is on the card that I pull for you. And what these cards reflect are the energies and the strength that you have right now that you're not recognizing that you have, that can help you get over the obstacles that you're currently going through. So they're kind of like totem animals, all right? So please look it up on whatever browser you use and see what they stand for in different cultures across the globe, and just pull all that info together, okay? So let's do this. Natalie. Okay, here we go. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. I'm going to take another quick drink. Okay, this is Natalie Sargent Butcher. Thank you for letting me take a drink of water there. Yes, gotta hydrate. Gotta hydrate. Okay, Natalie Sargent Butcher, this is your card. This is your life. Remember that? Remember that show? Anybody? Or am I just that old? I don't know. All right. You're a baby. Oh, yeah, right. Okay. Sure, Richard. Sure, sure. Well, Natalie, you actually have a really beautiful card. And you're like, just show me the card, Rachel. Show it to me. The loon stands for intuitiveness. I added the ness on there, okay? But intuitive. Now, in case this feed is blurry, I'm going to read to you what it says on the bottom of the card, okay? But please look up what the bird, the loon, stands for, okay? It says, listen to the song in your soul. Trust your intuition as you have a way of knowing. Emerge from the busy life and seek more solitude, and recognize that you are unique and that you are loved. That is your strength right now, is your inner knowing and your intuitiveness. So listen to your gut. Listen to that inner voice, okay, that comes from inside. Don't doubt it. Don't second guess it. And don't ask questions. Just follow it. And here's the card again so that you can write it down and take a good look at it, okay? All right, there we go. Who do we have next? Deb! Hello, Deb. Okay, let's do a card for you. Please, I'm going to shuffle there for a second. Okay. Oh, not surprised by this at all, Deb. The eagle. Mastery. Hope you can see that, but I'm trying to get it on the screen there. Mastery. So, it says on the bottom here, you are on a spiritual journey beyond the sky. We know, Deb, yes. But here's the thing. Let go of the past and soar. Meaning soar above it all, right? I mean, you have wings. You can have a different perception of this stuff. You can rise above it. And it says, you are guided by the winds of spirit, and your wisdom inspires the world. Says it right there. So happy I pulled this for you, Deb. Because you need this and you deserve this. And I'm happy to know that the eagle is your favorite. Because you are an eagle. You are. You have that strength and you have that beauty. All right. So who is next? Sarah. Sarah Roberts. Okay. Ooh, I feel like shuffling it just one more time. Don't know what that was about. Okay. Go. No way. I just shuffled these. And I actually shuffled twice. We got a repeat card, everybody. Guess which one? We got the eagle. Got the eagle again. Sarah, do you understand the mastery that you have? Do you understand the strength that you have? Look up the eagle, especially here in the indigenous cultures here in the Americas. I really think that interpretation of what the eagle stands for might really hit home with you, okay? I'm going to repeat it again, even though I just pulled this for Deb, which is odd that I have a repeat that fast. You're on a spiritual journey beyond the sky. Let go of the past and soar. You rise above it. and you are guided by the winds of spirit. Your wisdom inspires the world. That is your strength. Do you understand that, Sarah? Please look up the eagle. There you go. All right, so who do we have next, Richard? Tina, Christine, Lacey. Hello there. It's been a long time. Okay. Thank goodness it's not the eagle again. I was would have been too weird. It just would have been weird. I would have been like, nope, that's it. Okay. But we have something even as intense for you, Tina, okay? We have the tiger standing for fire. Okay? Now, what it says on the bottom is, I choose to be unstoppable. My passion is my power. So those things that you are passionate about, that is what brings you your power, okay? And that's what people see in you, is your passion and your ability and your drive, okay? And it goes on to say, I am bold, I am brave, and mighty forces come to my aid. Now, do you understand the strength here? And also the potential rarity of who you are. You are someone very special, and I hope that you understand that, Tina. Now, please look up the tiger in whatever browser you have. And as I said, whatever that animal stands for in every culture spiritually across the globe. Okay, who do we have next, Richard? Anybody? Lisa Hip. All right, Lisa. Lovely Lisa. And again, Richard, if it's the eagle, I don't know what I'm going to do. Okay. No, it's not the eagle. All right. But we have something very interesting. And I have some questions for you, Lisa. Actually, as soon as your name came across when I was saying the hellos, I had a couple questions for you. Anyway, and you're probably like, what? What's that mean now? But anyway, we'll get to it at some point, I'm sure. You have the owl, which stands for magic. Okay, look at that. That's a beautiful, beautiful owl. Now it says on the bottom, so choose to know the truth because you can. Open your inner vision, third eye, your intuition, okay? You can see through deception. Let the past go and make room for a better life. Rise up. Magic and wisdom are your birthright. Says it right there. Okay. So understand that. And what I really want to say now is something I read in a book. I think it was called The Magician. And Stephen King stole a lot from that book. I'll just say it. I'll just say it. And so did Dave Lynch. Because there's a line in that book, and I can't remember who wrote that book. It's called The Magician. And in it, the magician says, the owls are not what they seem. So there you go. And you say, your mom collected owls. It's like she's making herself known. Well, And I just told you the owls are not what they seem. So you might want to look into that book too. You might enjoy a good read. You might actually glean something, maybe pull some little bit of wisdom from it as well. It is kind of a hard read. It is kind of a hard read, meaning it's like I had to sit back from it a couple moments and be like, what? And for me to do that, I mean, it's not dry or anything like that. It's just that it's been used by so many people in pop culture and not given the credit that it deserves. So the owls are not what they seem. And there you go. Your mom is making herself known. But understand, this is your strength, not your mom's. Okay? So I look forward to potentially reading your hand at some point in time in the future here on SPTV when I come back. Okay, Lisa? And I think, Richard, am I done for the day? I mean, what time is it? I'm not even sure what time it is. Okay, so I think I will actually call it a day, everybody, unless anybody has any other questions. Because I do like when people have questions about palmistry, tarot, anything like that. I love to talk. I'm a talker. That's why I got the water here. I'm ready. But if you guys do not, that's good too. Yeah, I am here on Thursdays at 8 p.m. UK time, fortnightly, and I can be found actually on the schedule on spiritualpsychicstv.com. And I've also written a few, we'll call them articles, that have been included in the My Spirit Life online magazine, which is also found on the website. And I'm also in the directory. And if you ever just want to reach out, you can find me through the directory, or you can just find me on Facebook, TikTok, you name it. You plug in the tag Rachel G. Palmistry, you're going to find me. So thank you again, everybody. And if you have any questions at all, I'm here for you. And understand it was an honor. It was an honor. And oh, thank you, Marina. Thank you for saying that. And it was an honor again to read all of your poems and understand I absolutely love your bravery and just putting your poem out there online, because that just shows how strong you truly are. Understand the pictures will be discarded. Kiss, kiss to you too, Kimbo. And they will be discarded at the end here. You're very, very welcome, Shelley. And thank you for that. And I will see you soon. And it was an honor. It's always an honor getting to read somebody's hand. For me, it's an honor. And Christine Moray, oh, I didn't even know you were here. Oh, love you too. So, all right. I'm to give you a message directly from Richard, and now I'm curious. So I may have to ask him about this, but this is from Richard. He says, good luck, Kelly, on Sunday. So there you go. Oh, I should have just read what was in front of me. You'll be giving messages first time in a church. Well, good luck to you, sister. Good luck. Good luck. Absolutely, 100%. Good luck. But you got this. You know you do. You know it. You do. Don't doubt yourself. You got it. And I bid you all bonsoir, mes amis. Until next time, good night.
Spiritual Psychics TV. Online. Spiritual Psychics TV isn't just an online broadcasting service, we also offer many features via our website. SPTV offers a unique directory that uses geolocation to find your nearest reader or venue, just by using your postcode. The Academy section allows anyone to upload and create their own spiritual courses within minutes. For those who like to read, then our online magazine area will offer just that. The SPTV shop enables anyone to start their online shop, be it to sell used or new items. You can also find our schedule and information about our shows.
Spiritual Psychics TV, bringing spiritual people together.